Well, Happy New Year's, everybody. Here it is, January 1st, 2015. I'm Nancy Laine, and we've got Pete Bloom with us today. Happy New Year, Pete.
Happy New Year.
You know, you got to be excited about LinkedIn to be meeting on the afternoon of January 1st, right, to talk about LinkedIn, right? I mean, you're obviously one special guy to have that level of interest, Pete. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, we got to be on the leading edge.
Don't we? And actually, you know, what we're going to be talking about today is so much fun that it's almost like playing for me. You know, Pete, how you and I were talking about how one thing that's so exciting that's happening in Tampa Bay, which is where we are, is we have a major new project developing in downtown Tampa, and it's being, the visionary behind it is Jeff Vinnick, who happens to be the owner of our hockey team here, the Lightning. And Jeff is, in my opinion, he's got to be one of the coolest people in the world, because what he's up to right now is, I think, going to make all the difference in our economy in Tampa Bay. And, of course, the reason that I'm so interested is because my self-imposed job is to help transitioning military find jobs, and the ones that want to stay in Tampa Bay, which we do have a lot of them here from McDill, for instance, they want to stay in Tampa Bay. And I know you live here, Pete, so you want to stay here too, don't you?
Oh, yeah, totally. And the more jobs, the better.
Yeah, and you know, they say that this project has the potential of creating, I think they said 3,700 new jobs that average an income level of like $75,000 a year each. So we're not talking just all entry-level jobs here. We're talking decent jobs, you know, really good jobs. And, of course, with the level of activity that's going to be involved, there's going to be all kinds of companies helping, because he's going to transform the Channel Side area of downtown Tampa. And it's going to be a project that's going to take years and years to develop. But one thing that's so exciting about it is, my goodness, Bill Gates himself is bringing his own money and investment money into this. So you know that this is one interesting project.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay will be a Microsoft product.
Yeah, really. So what we're going to be talking about here today is how you can use LinkedIn to really do some high-level networking. And you know how every company is really just the people behind it. You know, business is just the people running it. It's all about who you know, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what we're teaching in our workshops on McDill Air Force Base. We teach LinkedIn job search workshops on the Air Force Base. We have been doing this for 2 years now. And Pete, we were so happy to have you in one of them very recently. And, you know, you've been using LinkedIn for a long time now, haven't you? How many years have you been on LinkedIn?
Oh, God, I don't even know anymore. It's, you know, probably up at high double digits or something.
Yeah, you know, I know that we're showing y'all his Pete's the top of his LinkedIn profile right now on the screen, and as you see, Pete, his specialty, one of them, he knows how to do so many things, but IT, you know, IT is definitely one of your areas of expertise, I know, and logistics. What are some other things that you're interested in, Pete?
The main things I think is, you know, IT, management, and logistics are like the three main things that I'm pretty good at.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, you're a Marine, and that's why we're talking today, because that's who we are here to assist and to work with. So, again, thanks for spending part of your New Year's Day with us, Pete. And with that, I'm just going to kind of take us all through the process that I've been recently doing, and I'm hoping that it will give everybody some ideas on how they want to do their own research, but this is how I use LinkedIn. Okay, and for instance, because we are so interested in aligning with Jeff's awesome project here, the first step is to getting to know what they're up to, and who's behind it. And so I'm just going to take you on a little tour here. We're going to go straight into our Project Transition USA group on LinkedIn. And this is, you guys are watching how I'm doing this, right? If you click on the Interests tab and choose Groups, this is going to take you to the groups that you're a member of. And I hope you all will join our Project Transition USA group, because this is not only for transitioning military around the world, but it's for people that want to be in support. So, for instance, here we're in our group now. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to search. You see, I'm going to the Search tab here. I'm searching for a couple articles I've posted about Jeff Vinnick's project. And if you just type in just Jeff Vinnick, for instance, and then search, it's going to search the recent discussions that contain those keywords. So you can see this is one of the articles that we've posted, because, this is one thing we're doing. We're making sure everybody's really aware of this. About 50% of the people in our group are in Tampa Bay, by the way. So, for instance, you'll see here that I'm telling everybody, 3,700 jobs, in this area alone, with an average wage of $78,000. This is a project we definitely want to be very aware of. And here's a link to the article that I posted. Excellent article that was written recently, appeared in the Tampa Bay Times here, and it's talking all about how Jeff Vinnick's $1 billion plan for downtown Tampa has finally been revealed. Everybody was waiting for this. The article date is December 17th, so this is just within the last couple of weeks that this came out, and he finally revealed the plan. And it's just, like he says, this is a master plan. It's a vision. It's not the end result. In fact, he's starting to crowdsource for ideas to get people's input of what they really want to see in this project. There's a whole video here about the architect's rendition of what it's going to look like. But it's going to be built in phases. It's going to take up to 10 years to complete. So this is huge. And Jeff, in addition to owning the Lightning, our hockey team, he owns I'm just going to stop. Okay. He also owns the arena where they play, and he also just recently bought the Tampa Marriott Waterside Hotel and Marina, and that's just one of the properties that Jeff owns in downtown Tampa and the Channelside area. He's been planning this for years and years, and so this is, of course, where you start reading what's out there, so you can learn more and more about the details, the people involved, et cetera, et cetera. And then, just for an example, one of the articles that I read I thought was so interesting that I literally copied and pasted it into a Word document, and I'm going to show you what I did here. This is just an idea of how you can do some really deep research about something if you're interested to this extent, which I am. You can highlight parts of it, of course, that you feel are the most important. And then when you see green or blue here, these are things that I'm going to be making a point to look deep into. Like, this is the website where Jeff has invited everybody to help him crowdsource ideas for this project. And then in green, you'll see the names of people and the names of companies that are involved with this. And so I'm making it a point to get to know the people that are mentioned here, the names of the companies that are mentioned here, the names of the associations. I'm going to make it a point to bring them into my circle of friends and our network. So, with the intention of finding a way that we can help them. And we have a huge network, just our Project Transition USA group alone. It's over 1,700 people, many of whom are transitioning veterans, including you, Pete. Thanks for being a member of our group. And we have so much talent represented in that group. I mean, we've got we've got CEOs, we've got, you know, a lot of the leaders of U.S. Central Command and U.S. Special Operations Command. We've got people in the Pentagon. We've got people all over the country that are members of our group now. And so we've been very, very strategically inviting people to join our group for a long time, the kind of people that we know are really good people to know. So anyway, this is just an idea of what you can do when you get real serious about researching something. And then, you know, some of these people's names and organizations, here's what I do. I go back to LinkedIn. You know, I'm going to pick on Jim. I'm going to show you something here. Let's see, where did we see Jim's name?
It's actually very, very exciting, all the stuff you put into the document, because, you know, this talks, you know, it kind of lets you know that, you know, there's so many layers here, you know, whether it's infrastructure, construction, or IT. There's just so much involved.
Sure, Scott. I mean, $1 billion project, you know, there's going to be so many companies that will need to hire people. And again, that's our main reason that we're interested, is we want to put our transitioning military first in line to be considered for hiring for these different enterprises. So we're going to pick on Jim Schimberg here. Yeah. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I said, yay.
Yeah. So anyway, Jim, if you're listening to this later, I hope you consider this to be a great compliment, because we really mean it that way. And we're just kind of picking on you. Jim, you know, is a very integral part of this whole project. He works directly with Jeff Vinnick. So we're going to go back here into LinkedIn, and we're going to go up to the top here. As you can see, we're going to change the search to people, because we're searching for a person now. We're just going to paste in Jim's name here and see what we find. Now, isn't this interesting? We've got one person showing up, Jim Schimberg Jr., and she happens to be somebody in Tampa. So, you know, all we know for sure is that somewhere in her profile, Jim Schimberg Jr. is there. So if we're not finding exactly, because I'm just seeing if Jim's on LinkedIn, frankly, and so I'm going to search in a different way. I'm going to take the junior off. He may not have, you know, called himself Jim Schimberg Jr., and it appears that he didn't call himself that, because look, here he is. I believe this is him. Let's click on this. He's in Tampa. He's a partner at Holiday Knight. I knew that he was an attorney. He's definitely providing legal information. Jeff Bennett and the team. He went to UF. I believe this is him. Very interesting. So, Jim, glad to see that you're on LinkedIn. Now, what goes through my mind is, okay, he's a second-level connection. I'm noticing that up here. And I'm thinking, I wonder who I know that Jim knows. Who is it that we have in common? So I'm searching down here on the right. Keep looking on the right as I scroll down. It will take me straight to how I'm connected with Jim. And really, isn't this the beautiful thing about LinkedIn? Where else can you do this? I mean, of course, you can do research on Google, but it doesn't tell you who you know in common, and that is so good to know. So what I'm finding here is I have these 3 people in common as a connection with Jim, and 3 more. And if I keep, I could choose to click on Get Introduced. This is one thing I could do. In fact, it might be a really good idea. And what it does here is it lets me decide who I choose to have as somebody who would introduce me to Jim. So I could choose any of these people. It's up to me. You know, I just maybe want to look through here to see who I know the best and who I would choose to introduce me if I wanted to do that. And then I would just click on their name, and I would write a message knowing that Jim is going to see this, and I would just say to my friend, hey, I noticed that you're connected with Jim Schimberg, and do you happen to know him well? And if so, the reason I'm interested in connecting with Jim is he's very intimately involved with Jeff Vinnick's project, Transform Downtown Tampa. And since my level of interest here is on the behalf of the transitioning military in Tampa Bay who would like to get hired so they can stay in Tampa Bay when they get out of the military. I'd really like to know Jim and his team so we can help them hire the cream of the crop. I mean, some of these people are, well, Pete, you're one of them. Hey, Pete Bloom here, who's on the line with us today, an expert in IT and logistics and management. He's a Marine. Let's put it this way. When a Marine tells you he's going to do something, you do it, don't you, Pete?
Hoorah, that's right.
Absolutely. And that's half the battle when you're trying to form a good team. You just want people to show up. Somebody who does what they say they're going to do. And I know that's just not every day that people meet people like that. I know it's just like one of the toughest things that people have to do. So anyway, let's go back into our group right now. This is another way to search for groups. This is how to search for groups that you're not necessarily a member of. You just type in the name of the group, in this case, Transition USA. Click on the little blue search button. You wait for it to pop up. And this is the main group. You'll notice we have all kinds of subgroups here for different interest areas, but this is our main parent group. And, okay. So basically, you just kind of do what we just showed. If you're trying to connect with people on LinkedIn, you want to get inside of it first by doing your research. And of course, you're going to do a whole lot of in-depth research before you ever invite anybody to connect because, they're going to want to know why you want to meet them. So, Pete, I guess with that, we should just end our little session here today just so it stays short enough for people that don't have maybe a whole lot of time and just are looking for a little mini training session on how to use LinkedIn for high-level networking. And again, I just want to wish you all a Happy New Year's, everybody who's listening to this right now. And Pete, special thank you to you for spending your New Year's Day with us on LinkedIn.
Anytime, Nancy. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Happy New Year, and over and out for right now. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.